there's this quote from one of my favorite characters in Captain America Civil War that seems to fit so perfectly in context with what's happened in the past week. It reads, "An empire toppled by its enemies can rise again, but one that crumbles from within, that is forever." Now, if you haven't noticed, the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare announcement trailer is about to hit 2 million dislikes on YouTube, putting it on YouTube's most disliked videos list, ranking it amongst Justin Bieber's Baby and a few others that I'd rather not even mention. Meanwhile, the Battlefield 1 announcement trailer has almost as many views, but just as many likes as dislikes. In fact, very, very close. Now, I think the majority of us know why that is. Call of Duty fans have been asking for a return to the traditional boots-on-the-ground gameplay that Call of Duty franchise used to offer and was known for. And when they didn't get it for the third year in a row, needless to say, they were not happy. Battlefield, while I'm not entirely sure here, saw the growing demand for a boots-on-the-ground game similar to COD. So they may have intentionally set Battlefield 1 in World War I because they knew, in the event of the next COD being exactly what the fans didn't want, which was very likely, they would get tons of curious COD fans buying their game instead of Infinite Warfare. Of course, we also have to remember that this was also the same studio that made Call of Duty Ghosts, one of the most hated Call of Duties of all time. So a ton of people had already decided not to buy the game anyway, for fear that it was going to be a waste of money that they believed Ghosts was. Just to play devil's advocate here, I understand why Activision pushed for the publishing of Call of Duty games in the future. After all, the most popular game they had released at the time of Advanced Warfare's announcement was Black Ops 2. It was set in the future, and the most hyped up game of 2014, the year Ghosts came out, was Titanfall. This game was one of the best reviewed as well, and would have been a contender for Game of the Year as well. Not to mention it was almost unanimously voted for having amazing gameplay and one of the best of any shooter out there. And it was set in the future, with advanced movement, mechs, and so many game mechanics present in Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and most likely Infinite Warfare. Not to mention so many people in the Call of Duty community loved Titanfall as well. So I understand Activision wanting to tailor all of their games to people who seem to love Titanfall, and try to go out and make a better Titanfall. Keep in mind that the games these developers make are started on years in advance. Infinite Warfare began development most likely around the end of Ghosts. Black Ops 3, most likely in the Black Ops 2, and Advanced Warfare could have been any time. In other words, it's not that they weren't listening to the community saying, "We want boots on the ground, we don't want to fly around, we don't want exosuits, blah 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 blah." It's that they were already so far into development on those games that if they did ever start over from scratch, the game they would produce would either not be ready in time for their deadline, or it simply wouldn't be up to the Call of Duty standards that so many of us have held them to. I just think that it was an error on the side of Activision, and not a direct attempt to force change on their fans. Call of Duty is one of the most recognizable and most popular games out there. Activision puts so much money into the game, from paying 3 different developers just to make a new one every year, to advertising every single game. They essentially need it in order to sustain itself as a company. That's why, when they think they see a change in what the people want, the people who are the lifeblood of their company and put cash in their pockets and keep food on their table, they immediately want to adapt to their surroundings in order to keep up with their fans and hopefully gain new ones. This is how all successful companies work, on a supply-demand mentality. So, all in all, not only do I not believe that the next Call of Duty will be set with some sort of exoskeleton movement or advanced movement of any kind, but I also believe that this is going to be the last time, for a long time, we will see a Call of Duty with some sort of advanced movement. And I don't think we should be blaming Infinity Ward or Activision for what's happened here. I feel like they really just misread what was going on, and decided to maybe do what COD has been doing for years, adapting popular game elements into their game, and therefore hoping it makes their game better. They've been doing this for years now, from game to game, and this is just one of the very few that they got wrong. Anyways, these are just my personal thoughts on the matter, and how one small mistake has potentially crippled Call of Duty's growth as a series, and fueled that of another. Looking at you, Battlefield. It's your time to shine. But, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, it would mean a lot. And if you're feeling generous, subscribe. I will see you in the next video.